What did you think was going to happen? That I would take on the First Order with nothing but a laser sword?
Yes, that's exactly what I thought was going to happen.
Baby, can't you see I'm calling? A guy like you should bear a warning. It's dangerous, I'm falling.
Hey everyone, this is Andy from Geek Salad along with
Mike
and Joe.
And we're actually doing a quickie episode. We've been meaning to do this one for a little while. It's non-canonical. Unless, of course, you're part of our toxic fan base, in which case this episode
this is not
for
my
you.
Geek Salad.
This is not my Geek... Hashtag not my Geek Salad.
But wait, that counteracts what we did in the last episode, so this is not right!
We are here, this isn't going to go more than 15 minutes, realistically. We just need to get a few things off our chest in terms of what the last 3 months have been like to be a fan of anything. Anything. You know what? I'm actually not going to start with the obvious. We will conclude with that one. I want to talk for a second, if you will, about Doctor Who fans. Or the, hey, girls can't be doctors.
Honestly, I think most people are kind of over that now.
I don't know. All right, here's what I have seen.
Joe, women can be doctors.
I have no problem.
Right. All right. So the biggest thing I've heard is that it's more of a publicity stunt than anything else, which is a great way of just cutting the entire thing short.
Right.
That the fact was it Jodie Whittaker, right?
Yeah.
The fact that Jodie Whittaker is there is not so much because, hey, let's try something new. It has become more of a, well, this show just jumped the shark. What's next? A black doctor?
That was in the cards.
That was definitely in the cards, and I'm sure that some dude from Love Actually would probably be that one.
Actually, a lot of people were looking at Idris Elba.
Right, well...
But they're looking at Idris Elba for every role these days.
Exactly.
James Bond, Doctor Who.
God. Put a pin in that one. We'll come back to that. But yeah, no, it's this whole... Well, everyone's looking at Idris Elba because he's just so dreamy. It's just one of those things that when you change the gender of something, or... oh,
God.
Kind of do something like Star Trek. The new Star Trek movies. They made Sulu gay. Because the actor who originally played him was gay. Or, well, the whole thing with the Star Trek movies.
Oh, you gotta look what the uproar over Marvel when they started kind of redoing their characters a couple of years ago. The female Thor and the Asian Hulk.
Right.
And the black female Iron Man.
Right.
Riri
Muslim Ms. Marvel?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Kamala Khan.
Yep. Or,
Who's actually a really cool character.
Right.
Yeah, no, she's a great character.
A lot of these new characters were actually very good, very well done. Mm-hmm. And they were actually written by very diverse writers and stuff like that.
Right.
But all the alt-right fanboys got their panties in a twist.
Oh, as they do with everything. And that's kind of been the issue with the fandom lately. I mean, it's just, you try to change one thing. You try to make it more inclusive, and all of a sudden, you're the bad guys. James Bond. You brought up James Bond. Can you imagine the fucking uproar of making Idris Elba James Bond after they had a shit fit over Daniel Craig being blonde?
Right.
I mean, I don't remember that being a thing when Val Kilmer was cast as Bruce Wayne.
But imagine the twist, and they made it Lupita Nyong'o.
Oh, Jesus.
And heads would explode.
Right.
Well, it wouldn't be James Bond.
It'd be Jane Bond.
Jane Bond, exactly. Well, she's not really African-American. You gotta get that straight. She's African-Mexican.
Really?
Okay.
Yes, she is. Okay, and that brings us to another thing. Now, Joe... You're exempt from you probably know all the Fuhrer and stuff like that, even though you have not seen Black Panther yet.
Oh yeah.
The alt-right trying to co-opt Black Panther as being an isolationist and racist thing.
It's funny. I've actually seen a poster on Facebook where it like lists all the things that Black Panther was stood for. It showed one of those little red caps saying,
Oh, yeah. Make Wakanda great again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know one person who's going to go nameless in this because he's a fan of the show, but yeah. No, you were wrong.
Yeah.
You were really, really wrong about that.
The funny thing is, at the beginning of the movie, that's kind of how he is.
Right, but he's
he
open to
changes.
change. He is open to change. Again,
Yes.
we're not trying to spoil anything here because the movie is just about a week old. It's already taken in $240 million. So shame on you, white people, for not going to see it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it was a 37% African American, and it was 34% Caucasian.
It was fairly evenly split.
Right, exactly.
And, and kind of going on, it's like, when we were kids, when we kind of kept our geekdom hidden,
Yeah.
we just kind of kept it within our very close, tight-knit group of friends.
Do you remember when it didn't result in calling, like, if Joe and I had an argument about which would win in a battle, a Borg cube or the Death Star,
Right.
it wouldn't end in one of us calling the other one a cuck?
Right. No, it wouldn't. It would. Well, that's the thing. But with the advent of the internet and social media and all this interconnectedness, it's no longer just your tight group of friends. Everybody has to get involved.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
all the dark corners of geekdom and the people that we avoided if we ever went to a comic book convention and we saw, we want to keep away from him.
Yeah.
Well, now they got a megaphone.
Yeah, exactly.
So what you're saying is Twitter needs jocks to take all those people and just give them wedgies.
No, because then they don't differentiate.
Right, exactly.
They'll give us wedgies too.
Right, exactly.
Well, yeah, but
Mike, none of us are any better than the dude at the Comic-Con with the red shirt with, like, the chalupa stain on it.
no, but if we had that, then we wouldn't have all these problems. We just have to we have to keep our geekness a little hidden a little bit more.
Which sucks.
Which
It
yeah,
really doesn't...
it
because
sucks,
I
but
remember...
is it any worse than what we've got now?
Well, or, no. Like, finish your idea first.
Well, it sucks because when geekdom first started being cool 10, 15 years ago, when we were able to wear it on, wear our geekdom on our sleeves and be proud of it and say, yes, I was, pre-hipster. I'm not being a hipster, but I love Star Wars before it was cool, kind of thing. We took pride in that. Mm-hmm. And it was a community. We could talk to each other and we seek each other out. But then you get GamerGate, and then you have the people throwing the fit over the Force Awakens after that first trailer, and you're like, and then you start seeing the really ugly underbelly. Mm. And then The Last Jedi came out.
Yep, which is honestly, I thought it was bad when it was just like stormtroopers can't be black.
Right.
Into this.
Oh, that was the tip of the iceberg, my friend.
Oh my god. If I have to have one more conversation with one very, very specific coworker about...
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Here is what I deal with at least once a week, okay? I'm going to do this almost verbatim.
And I know exactly who he's talking about.
Right,
too.
exactly. He's going nameless. Let's just say his name rhymes with Joe.
Not me.
Yeah, we know that. But it pretty much, it's stupid, because it doesn't follow anything. They had so much story. And what about Snoke? Snoke, you're not going to find out about him. I wanted to know about him, but you're never going to find out now. Why? Because they don't give a fuck about the fans. And you're not going to say anything. And I am being pointed at right now, at this point, with like the open fist point of, and you're not going to say anything about this, because you know what? You defend Disney. You defend all this stuff. You suck Disney's cock. Because
Disney
they are
shield.
so... You just suck their cock because there's nothing that you say is going to be bad. And you know what? They're a terrible company to work for. And you know the inflections. I'm doing all the inflections right now.
That's
because
exactly what
here's how the movie should have ended. The movie should have ended. Luke Skywalker comes out. He just goes out. He goes on a blaze of glory here. What's he going to be? He's going to be a Force ghost. And he's just going to tease Kylo Ren throughout the whole thing. It's bullshit. You know why? Because Disney is fucking this whole thing up. Disney doesn't care. And they're going to ruin everything. And this is going to be end of Star Wars. Solo looks stupid. Solo looks stupid. Because, you know what? I don't give a shit about that. Right. Oh, Coco, you like Coco? Guess what? I'm not Mexican. I don't care. Real conversation. Yeah. And it just goes on and on. No, granted, I will not be able to get a word in edgewise in this whole thing.
I once walked in I walked in just to talk with Andy. I wasn't in there for 5 seconds when he walks over and starts on the spiel with me. I'm like, I just walked in. I don't want to talk to you.
But every time, like, and the whole not my Luke Skywalker thing is driving me insane, because if you go back, and I remember I sent you guys this meme that I made while watching Return of the Jedi with my son. Bib Fortuna leans into Jabba the Hutt and says, bargain rather than fight, he's no Jedi. Hashtag not my Luke Skywalker.
Yep.
Because here's the thing, folks. If you disagree with us because you thought The Last Jedi was a terrible movie because it didn't, answer all your questions as being part 2 of a 3-part movie series.
I've got someone. I met someone online where I don't know why I'm still talking with him, but he's saying, "Oh yeah, this series is terrible. It's not going to end any well. They're not going to answer anything." I'm like, you do know that there's a third movie,
right?
Coming, right?
The thing that The Last Jedi did really exposed a lot of the pre-existing split in the community.
Exactly, and I actually saw a really good breakdown of this. I think maybe I sent it to you, Joe. Yeah. The Movie Bob had this great bit out. Ray is a true fan. Ray is a fan of the series. Ray is willing to move as the series needs to move it. She understands that the Jedi Order that you are aware of needs to evolve and change and die if necessary. Kylo Ren is the angry fanboy who dresses up like Darth Vader and gets upset when anybody calls him out on his bullshit.
And nothing against Kylo First Troopers, okay?
Right, exactly, yeah.
But no, you're right. Kylo Ren is the angry fanboy. He is the alt-right. He is the GamerGate guy. Yep. He is the,
not my Luke Skywalker.
Not my Luke Skywalker.
Yep. And it was interesting, too, because I read this really great thread on Twitter from Frank Conniff from Mystery Science Theater, TV's Frank, who was talking about, like, somebody was calling him out, like, why, there was so much unnecessary comedy in it. And he was like, unnecessary? Then why did I laugh at all of it?
Right.
I mean,
at not one point during the comedy did I go,
that joke didn't land.
Yeah,
that joke didn't land.
I mean, that's the point. Of
even the stuff, I can understand some people. Like one of my coworkers genuinely just did not like the movie, mainly because it just didn't touch. It didn't touch him in the same way that when we walked out of it and went, this may very well be the best Star Wars movie since Empire. Yeah. Mainly because. He found the humor a little distasteful. He didn't like the thing about, I'm just waiting for your mother.
Yeah.
With Hux. Fine. I don't mind. John Saul, who's a fan of the show, didn't like the movie, but he gave me some decent reasons why. Some decent bullet points of why he did not like it. It was not his brand of vodka, and that's fine. That's cool. I don't care if you like a movie or don't like a movie. I'm not going to fight you over that.
Just don't try to force your view onto me.
Oh, no, it's not even that. It's just that because I remember and I'm assuming I'm not spoiling this for anybody, but when Kylo tells Rey, your parents were nobody.
People threw a fit.
I leaned over to Mike and says, well, fuck off, fans. You have wasted 2 years of your life trying to figure this out.
This movie was your Snoke theory sucked come to life.
Exactly. And guess what? Everybody's Snoke theory did suck. You're still going to find out about Snoke. It just is going to take an extra movie to do it.
Just because a plot point didn't resolve the way you wanted it does not make it a plot hole.
Right.
And, I mean, I told this to a lot of my friends. Like, just because that's what Rey believes, and that's just because Kylo was telling her what she believes.
We don't know.
Right?
We still
does not
have
mean
one more
that
movie
that's the
yet.
truth.
But again, and just you see it with DC movie fans all of a sudden throwing a fit
because you don't like Justice League.
Because Justice League was the greatest movie ever, but I want a Snyder cut. Well, if
the Snyder cut that doesn't exist.
If it's the greatest movie ever, and you're pissed that people are giving it such bad reviews. Yeah. Then why do you want...
Have you seen the Honest trailer yet? No, the Honest trailer.
The Honest trailer? Yeah, I saw the Honest trailer.
The clamoring for the Snyder cut that is just a pipe boy, it's just a fanboy pipe dream.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
It does not exist.
It does not exist. There's a couple of extra things, but you bitched about Zack Snyder directing the movie to begin with. You thought Joss Whedon was going to be your holy savior, and no. I mean, Joe, you haven't seen the movie, and we are going to sit Joe down. We're going to do a special episode. We're going to do a special video episode where I just videotape his reactions throughout the movie.
Need I remind you that I didn't mind the movie?
Oh, I thought it was you know what the sick thing is? By proxy, it's still the second best movie in the DCEU. But that's because the bar was set so low you could shuffle your feet over it.
I still put Man of Steel above this one.
You know, Man of Steel had some decent... But you know what Man of Steel did have? Henry Cavill's real chin.
Yeah.
Not a real
His baby mouth.
I mean, we're not talking about a big sample size here.
No.
So you got Wonder Woman, Man of Steel...
BVS.
Just Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah,
you know,
the movie that nobody remembers.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though it's the only Oscar winner in the bunch.
That's sad. That is so goddamn sad. But yeah, that's the DC stuff is interesting too because you're right. Bill, oh my god, Bill gave me the little frowny face emoji because there's this thing that he posted on Facebook about. Not to spoil anything about it, but because Superman died in Batman vs. Superman, Ma Kent lost the farm. And at the end of Justice League, he gets it back. How does he get it back? Because Bruce Wayne is standing there and goes, I bought the bank. So I responded to Bill with, wouldn't it have been easier just to have bought back the mortgage? Because in order to buy a financial institution, it takes years of securities clearance.
This is Smallville.
I don't care.
They have cows and chicken in their vault.
But they count them as currency?
Yeah. I'll give you 2 chickens and a goat for that cow.
Man, she's got some fine udders. It took me a while to milk it, but once it got going, it wouldn't stop.
You gotta throw in another.
We don't have a cow,
but yeah,
we got a bull.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, the end point of all this is that. And I heard this line while listening to a Star Wars podcast where it was like, you can be a fan without having to be a part of the fandom.
Right.
You know?
You can enjoy this.
You can enjoy it. I'm a Star Wars fan. I will always be a Star Wars fan. I'm not going to be a part of the fandom.
Right.
In other words, you can like it or don't like it, just don't be a douche.
Right. Here's one thing that did drive me nuts, and this is actually why I was like, we have to do a show on this. The web series Retro Blasting has a podcast called Dreamland, and they talked about the dark years between the Star Wars movies. And they started talking about Last Jedi in a way that it was alien to them that they might be trying to focus the movie for kids. Mm-hmm. Because guess who's going to have expendable cash now? You don't have expendable cash. You don't have expendable cash. I sure shit don't have expendable cash. You know who does have expendable cash? Kids. Teenagers. People that are going to watch these movies and go, yeah, I'm going to buy some of the toys. I'm going to buy a t-shirt. I'm going to buy all this shit. And it's just like, how is it that another group of nerds, especially nerds whose primary source of income is a web series talking about toys, how do you miss the boat on this?
Which is kind of funny because I remember when when Force Awakens came out, and Retro Blasting shit all over the Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't Star Wars for them. It wasn't nostalgic enough for them.
Oh, and God forbid, the other argument
it was a cat. They thought it was just a cash grab. And I'm thinking to myself, do you not remember Return of the Jedi? Do you not remember Empire Strikes Back and all the play sets that came with the movie?
And that's the thing, too, is that for some people, The Force Awakens has become Batman Forever to The Last Jedi's Batman and Robin. It, like, for them, because they hated Last Jedi so much, it retroactively went back and made The Force Awakens bad.
I admit I do that with the Matrix series.
Well, I think The Matrix deserves it. You know, in all honesty, so does Batman. Batman Forever is a bad movie.
Yeah.
But this is Star Wars. You don't get to... First of all, and we need to wrap this up. Right. You need to be surprised. You can't have especially with something like this, with a fan base as large as it is, and with a catalog of books that no longer are part of the canon.
Right.
And, all that. You can't expect that every one of your whims is going to be part of the thing. Because guess what? Everyone's got their own ideas.
Right.
It's not a choose-your-own adventure where there's no child-ruining moments at all because you know better than Rian Johnson or J.J. Abrams.
Ryan,
sorry. You also think you know better than Kathleen Kennedy.
The woman who was mentored by George Lucas.
Yes.
and Steven Spielberg.
Right. So, yeah, and I get another argument. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Really? Really?
The same people who are bitching about The Last Jedi are the same people who are all of a sudden holding the prequels in high regard. So.
Oh, God. And you know what? That's the other thing, too. We've had this conversation, and we're going to wrap this up, that for some people, they don't know life without the prequels.
Right. For them, that was their introduction into the Star Wars universe.
Exactly.
So I'm not going to hold it against them.
My kids, Jamie especially, they love the prequels.
Right. So I'm not going to hold it against them.
Even Revenge of the Sith, which is weird. My wife is like, you think he's going to be okay with this one? I'm like, I'll just cover his eyes during the immolation scene.
Wow.
What?
Oh, yeah. Kathleen Kennedy doesn't know what she's talking about. Just take a look at her filmography. Her first movie was Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yep.
And she did Poltergeist, E.T., Gremlins, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom,
Yeah.
Twilight Zone's the movie, Color Purple, Back to the Future, Goonies, American Trail. Just a list of what's what.
Yeah, people are just clueless. So.
Yeah, so anyway, that's our rant. Anyone feel a little better, at least?
Yeah.
A little better? Okay.
I needed to get that off.
If you got anything to say about this, you know what? Come at us, nerds. You can email us at geeksaladradio@gmail.com, or follow us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter at Geek Salad Radio. Also, we do have an episode coming up that we're going to be recording, like, now. So a few days after this episode is released, in regards to TV shows that overstayed their welcome. So until next time, I'm Andy. Go forth, Andy. Nerdful. We'll talk to you soon.
That's impossible! He's never been seen having that force ability before.
Well, we have all seen you do that before, so it's not too crazy to think he can do this.
Shut up, Carl! Nobody asked you!